We have got a brand new release from Tamiya, a new buggy on a new chassis. This is the Fighter Next Gen, and it's on a new DT-04 chassis. Now, a quick history on the DT chassis. The DT-01 came out in the mid-90s. There was various buggies that used that DT-01 chassis. The ones that you're probably more familiar with is the Madball and the Fighter Buggy RX. It was about a decade later that the DT-02 came out, and again, lots of different buggies on that. But a couple of iconic ones, well, for me anyway, was the Holiday Buggy and the Sand Rover. There's also another quite cool one that I'm not sure if we've seen since, and that was the Nissan Titan, like a truck body. That was really nice as well. And then it was another decade before the DT-03 came out. This was around 2014, I think, and then there was a DT-03T, like the truggy version, which was the Agrashot, is it pronounced? That was 2015. This is the only one I've got on the DT-03 chassis, and it's the Racing Fighter. But you also had the Neo Fighter, which was similar to this, and then I think there was maybe two others. So that was around 2014. So we've gone another decade, and we've now got the DT-04. So working on that timeline, this DT-04 chassis is going to probably be around for another decade or so. So that'd be good to see what else comes out. A few weeks ago now, I was at the Nuremberg Toy Fair, and I got a really close look at this, and I even got to drive it a couple of times as well. Obviously wasn't able to give it a proper drive, but it was nice to get a feel for it. It was nice to get a look at it, and I think this is going to be a really cool, like, entry-level two-wheel drive buggy for everyone, really. That's one of the things Tamiya are known for. It doesn't matter how old you are, you can have fun with these things. And there's a lot of people out there that don't really get it, but if you grew up with Tamiya the same as I did, and a lot of you people watching, you would understand. Stuff like this isn't of interest to a lot of people, but it's also very exciting for a lot of people because who doesn't like a new buggy to build and play with? As well as getting a look at this, I also got to look at a lot of other stuff that's coming out. I was also extremely lucky to meet the new president of Tamiya. I had a good chat with him, I had a good chat with some of the others as well. They're really keen to keep this Tamiya legacy going. I also got a really cool gift. It's not like anything crazy, it's just a cool gift, and I'll show you it later on in the video. Something that's really cool about this is you can do it in two different wheelbases. I think I showed you the wrong picture then. It comes in that red, and it also comes with that blue colour as well, so you can choose what you want. But I was talking about wheelbase, wasn't I? So yeah, you can set it to two different wheelbases. Really cool little feature. It's very Japanese, very like anime, and I love it. You get this cool little driver. Luckily, I had a look at the stickers earlier, and you get the eyes to stick on. It's the only thing I hate doing with these little drivers is trying to do detailed eyes. So that's everything in the box. These are a great entry-level kit. They're relatively easy to build. This one shares quite a few components with the DT-03, so I expect there's already some hop-ups out there, and I'm sure going forward there'll be some more hop-ups, but they're great for sort of basic building. They're good for the kids. They're good if you want to have fun. And if you're completely obsessed with making things fast, like, well, I am, and probably quite a few other people are, I think later on in the year, you're probably going to see me again in front of this camera with a DT-04 that's maybe going a little bit faster than it should. But first, let's just build it and have some fun with it. Now, one of the hardest things to do a YouTube video on is building a car. Unless you're doing it ASMR or you're doing it for a very small audience that like to watch a build from start to finish and every single part, I mean, it's very difficult to do. So I'll do my best. I usually just get to the first bit of it, which is always the diff. On most things, it's always the diff. As you turn to that page, I slam my hands down, hit some funky music, and, well, we just get on with it. So like most Tamiya kits, this comes with plastic bushings. Not something that I'm very keen on. Some of their limited edition sets come with actual bearings, and some of their high-end stuff does, but it would be nice to see bearings in, well, most of the kits. And I'm sure most people would pay a tiny bit more just to have bearings. Now with that in mind, I've been through my bearing sets. I've got quite a few bearings. I buy them in bulk, and I've managed to find what I think is the amount I need for this in the right sizes. There will be a hop-up available for this, but I've just gone through my bearing boxes and got what I think is enough of the right sizes. We will see. So when you see me adding bearings into this, they didn't come with a kit, I got my own. This comes with the torque tune motor, a little bit more oomph. If you can see, but the motor shaft on the torque tuned is just, it kind of needs to be maybe about 1 millimetre longer. And even though that pinion is mated to that spur pretty much exactly for the, you know, the area across that pinion, need a little bit longer on that shaft really. Right, so we've done all the rear end, got all that done, all the front end's done, the steering, silky smooth with the bearings in it. That feels really nice. So once you've done the front and the rear, then get the tub and you get the electronics in. I've already done it. I'm sure you didn't really want to see me just sticking ESCs in and stuff. This is a really nice, neat tub. So the ESC mounts on this side, there's little flats either side, so you can mount the ESC nice and flush. And the receiver. Nice thought there for mounting stuff. And then the cable for the ESC goes underneath the tub there, and you put a little bit of silver heat tape over it. And then the servo one tucks down there. And you can actually group them together. There's enough gap there, cable tie, tuck it in there. Really nice and neat. Comes with one of the old school kind of like rubber switch covers. However, they use Hobbywing ESCs now. That's really good that they've switched over to these. I think it's in all kits now. That's a 1060 from Hobbywing, which is actually a really good ESC, and it's a better ESC that some of the more expensive ready to runs don't come with a 1060. They come with 1040, so that's really nice to see. But anyway, the rubber switch thing is for one of the older style big switches. This is the small one, and there's a little picture in the manual that tells you to stick that onto the damper stay at the back. I mean, you can stick it anywhere really, but it doesn't mount in the little switch mount they've got on this chassis plate. Anyway, it's not taking me long to get to this point. I'm gonna say 3 hours maybe, and then literally that just goes on like that. Some screws underneath, connect the steering, and then the rear end goes on like that. Screw it on, connect the motor, and then all done. Well, there's more to do, and it's putting all the body panels on, painting the face, sticking the stickers on, putting the wheels and tyres on, throwing a battery in it, and then going to play.
Thinking places where you spend your time. Ain't no place I'd rather go. You're a funny little critter and I love you so. And I wanna take a ride and we'll bear in your mind. I come and sit down with me in a rocking chair. Coffee pot is nice and hot. We can sit in our underwear. Tell me about the dreams you had last week. Swimming all around with the fish in the sea. Come sit down with me in a rocking chair.
Now that is the first time I've properly painted or taken some time to paint one of the Tamiya drivers, and it has come out really well, and I've also switched it up. Not sure where the inspiration came from, but like I said at the start of the video, you can have red or blue, or you can have red and blue. How cool does that look? And although the shocks in here aren't like normal conventional oil ones, they are oil shocks, but they haven't got like a proper piston in there. They are set up really nice. Feels really nice and plush. Now I've built it to the manual spec without doing like the extra bit. So it's the short wheelbase. It's got the normal upper arms on it as well. You can put tie rods on there so you can adjust your camber. I've done it kind of box stock as the manual tells you initially. And then there's different steps in there. If you want to put the tie rods on, if you want to extend the wheelbase, you just flip the front arms and it extends it out. Shorter wheelbase should be a little bit more nimble handling. So you'll have body pins in there and then you just unlock that, you lift it up, driver just slides out. I love how that's come out, so good. And for once in a Tamiya, we've got a nice big battery tray. You can fit your standard square lipos in there, which is really good because it means there's a few more options for batteries. We're going to see how fast this is stock out of the box with the stock pinion, and then we're just going to go and have some fun with it. And I think I've found somewhere to take it that's going to be pretty cool. Right, we've got a bit of late night running just to get a speed run. Right, it definitely isn't 118 kilometers an hour. I reckon it's probably good for about 20. Oh, I don't know. I reckon, yeah, not 20. That's about 16, 17 mile an hour, maybe. It's nice and smooth. Super smooth. Oh, a bit of understeer. Tamiya torque tune, stock gearing, they are usually a sort of high teens. Oh, 20. I'm happy with that, 20 mile an hour. Not much grip with these spiked wheels on the shiny stuff or the tarmac. So definitely more grip on carpet, although no steering, them tyres. They are definitely not carpet tyres. Let's go, wow, let's not break it. Let's go and, come on. Let's go find a better surface for it and go and have a rip. Told you I knew somewhere cool to bring this. Also bought something to play with around here, not for a video, I just brought something because I knew this was here as well. This is Broxton Model Car Club. It's not open at the moment, but they do racing, I think, every week during like the warmer months. You've got a Facebook page, they might have a web page as well. So if you're in the Nottingham area in the UK, nice place to come. Anyway, oh yeah, perfect place for it. Oh, we're going to be able to get some cool shots here. So definitely not much steering. Them oil shocks doing the job. Oh, this is awesome. So it will run 3S with that ESC in it, but not sure what that torque tune motor will think about 3S. And well, it's just a basic Tamiya buggy. I don't want to, whoa, destroy anything just yet. Oh, I've not got my aerials on. I put them inside it before I put it in the bag. Oh, found them. I didn't want to run it without them. They look so cool. Makes it look even more retro with the twin aerials. Oh, this is a nice little track. Obviously, when they're racing here, it's got like hose or like barriers round. Whoa. Gonna go and give it a try on the tarmac in a minute. But before I do that, I want to get some cool shots of it jumping. Whoa, chassis slap. Wow, that is good fun. Let's see what it's like around here. It's not going to handle very well on a surface like this, them tyres, but let's just have a drive round for a bit. Ah! Yeah. I need to be up there, but you can't get up there, it's locked. Oh, clean lap, come on, clean lap. Oh, there you go, nearly a clean lap. We'll call it clean. I call it a clean lap. Right, anyway, I'm going to switch the camera off now and I'm going to go and play with this. 35 years ago, I swapped a Nintendo Game Boy for a Tamiya Madcap. An original, one of the very first Game Boys for a Madcap, a two-wheel drive buggy from Tamiya. And I had a lot of fun with it. Now, I didn't swap a Nintendo Game Boy for this, but did I have fun? Yes, I did. And that's what Tamiya are good at. Just having fun. Obviously they do have their high-end stuff. They have hop-ups, you can tune stuff, you can make them a bit more raceable. This is an entry-level buggy and it gave me the same satisfaction as the Madcap did back in 1990. So I'd say 30 years on, that's still a win. Now if Tamiya wasn't a thing for you when you were younger or just don't get the appeal, then it's probably not for you. But these things, these entry-level buggies, not only do they give like people like me that same satisfaction of when they were a kid. If you got kids and you want to get them away from the screen, these things are really nice to teach them how to build. And again, that's something that Tamiya have been good at over the years. The ability to build something that isn't super technical, but you get something at the end of it, and well, something that looks really cool as well. I've just finished editing the video and I realised I haven't shown you the gift I got. Now this may not mean anything to some of you, but I was gifted this book. This is the Japanese version of the book that's written by Shunsaku Tamiya, who was the old president. He's now the chairman. He was the chairman and president. He's the chairman now. And Shunsaku is the son of the founder of Tamiya. I think it's pronounced Yoshio or Yoshio. Not only is it a cool gift, because you can only get these in Japan, I think, but this one is a signed version. Signed by Mr. Tamiya himself. That's what I got at the Nuremberg Toy Fair. To some of you, like I've said, probably doesn't mean much, but to me, a gift like that is awesome. 10-year-old me that had swapped my Nintendo Game Boy for a Madcap and then spent, well, the last 30 odd years playing about with Tamiyas, did not think that, well, one, I'd be in this position where I'm making videos of Tamiyas and getting paid for it, or two, meeting the current president and getting a book signed by the son of the founder of Tamiya. One of the best gifts I think I've ever got.